Hi guys.
Hi, friends.
Welcome to Leave Me Alone. I'm working on it. I'm Ore Ajiole.
And I'm Cassie J.
Cassie was telling me just before I pushed the audio record button how this year is the year and how she's executing and going for it. And I'm
Yep.
like, babes, take me with you on this journey because it feels like Cass is accelerating this year, and me, I'm just like slowing down, about to park.
You can't say that. You can't say that. The reality is that we are on different journeys
I
right now.
know, but
The journey
if
that I'm on is not the same journey that you're on this year. You cannot walk two journeys. You can't walk two big journeys. You're about to bring life into the world. That
I'm
is a
not,
journey in and of itself.
I'm aligned, agreed. I'm just saying, like, if there was an analogy for what's happening in our lives this year, you are accelerating,
Well,
doing the
listen,
things, going for it,
I did say that 2025 is the year of execution.
and you
Enough
meant
talk,
it.
time to act. And
You're
I'm
focused.
I'm a focused hun. A
You're a
focused hun.
focused, Han. I love it. I love it for you, actually.
Thank you, thank you,
Um,
thank you.
if there's anything, Cassie knows this. If there's anyone that's close to me, one of the things that you know most about me is that I love a photo shoot. Love a
Oh
photo shoot.
my God. I'm gonna interrupt this broadcast to tell you my story of Aurea
Mhm.
and her photo shootness.
Uh-huh.
One of the first times I met Aura, was off the back end of a photo shoot that she'd done for her birthday. And I was just like, oh wow, like what a cool idea. Like this was a one-time experience. And
Right.
I was like, this is amazing. Like, this is so great. What a good idea to celebrate your birthday this way. And then shortly after that, it was like an anniversary or someone else's birthday. And again, there's another photo shoot. And I'm like, hold up, again? Didn't you guys just have photos taken? Like, what's going on? And then something else happened. And once again, boom,
A
another photo
photo
shoot. And I was
shoot.
like, hold up, wait 1 second. And then she was like, ma'am, I am Nigerian. It is what we
What
do.
do
It
you
is who
want
we
from
are.
me? It
Like,
is who we are. We are a
and it's
celebration
amazing.
people.
And especially as someone like for me who like I really hate taking photos of myself. It's a journey that I'm
Hmm.
working on. Um, but like for me, it blows my mind. Every time she's like, okay, we need to plan the shoot for this. I'm like, yo, here we
I
go.
love a
Mentally
photo shoot. Like,
prepare.
I firmly stand behind that thing. Like, I stand behind it with my chest. It doesn't even matter what the occasion is, like Cassie was saying. Anniversaries, birthdays, the I'm a responsible human corporate headshot,
Yeah.
newborn. I don't even, like, it doesn't matter. I love the process of putting it together. I love living on Pinterest for weeks, coming together with
Uh,
the idea. I love
uh,
seeing the photos afterwards, like seeing your idea
mm,
come to life. Like, it's a
mm.
it's a thing, it's a moment for me. So I was planning a maternity shoot because I was like, I mean, every major milestone in my life has got a photo shoot. This one will not be different, even though I was exhausted and I did not want to do it. I found the strength. Like, I had to, because I'm not joking. It was like digging for oil. I had to dig
You?
deep
Yeah.
within me to find it. Um, and I suppose that also having moved didn't help me, because now I have to find like a whole team. You have to find a new photographer, find a studio, find a makeup artist, find what else? Like, find a hairstylist. Like, I had to start find my team, my people all
Your
over
people.
again.
Mm.
So that also was not really encouraging me. But I mean, I did find a photographer who's amazing, and she had a studio. Like, that whole thing, that was the best part of this photo shoot, finding
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Um, and then what else? What else? Oh, I struck out on finding a hairstylist, but I did find a wig vendor, and I'm like, do you know what? We're gonna wig it, and we're gonna use Timo. Is it Timo or Timo? Timo, right? The
Oh, the
hair product
hairs.
brand, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I call it Timo,
Oh, Timo, that
but I
brand.
don't know that that's right.
Girl, you led me down that road. I
I
now have
know.
like 4 products from them. I'm not kidding.
Amazing. Hey,
And I
Tano,
love
shout
it.
out. Okay, okay. I did a thing.
I'm like, I'll just get because they've got this two-in-one straightener curler thing. I'm like, I'll get that and we'll
Yes.
style.
Literally, and also can we just talk about the power of like TikTok ads? Because
Oh
TikTok made me
gosh.
buy that thing.
Yeah,
Like
I
TikTok made me
remember.
buy that thing,
And I
and it kept
doubted
popping
you.
up. Yeah, because I'm watching girls there with the type 4C hair
Mm,
straight, like bone straight. And I'm like, nah. So I ordered one and I was pleasantly surprised.
it
Like truly,
works.
truly
It
very, very
really
impressed.
like, and it's so easy and it's cool and it's simple. I got that. I got the hair dryer and now I've got the hair straightener combo thingy majig.
Amazing.
So I was like, this is what we're gonna do. But the one thing I was not willing to compromise on was makeup artist. I
Oh,
was like, I
babes.
must find this hun. So I
Yeah.
was looking everywhere. Now, we started this episode with me telling you that one thing you should know about me is how much I love photo shoots. I'm going to spam you today with a lot of random things that you should know about me that nobody has asked for. So, number two thing that you should know about me is I'm Nigerian. We do not half ass anything. Not our
Mm.
makeup, not our fashion, not our beauty standards, not our parties, our weddings. We don't half ass things. And like one of the things that we do so well in the beauty industry is makeup. Like,
Yeah, it's
like,
so true.
have you even lived if a Nigerian makeup artist has not touched your face? Like, have you really?
I feel like the first time a Nigerian makeup artist does your face, it is like it's quote unquote a religious experience because you remember it. You remember the
Mm.
I remember the very first time I had a Nigerian makeup artist do my face. It was at
Or his
your
wedding.
wedding.
I know. I knew that
Which
was
is
coming.
and it was so Ore got married. She got married in Nigeria. We were living in South Africa at the time, so we flew up to Lagos and eventually to Port Harcourt for the wedding. And Ore was very kind enough to have a makeup artist booked and ready
um,
for us.
Let me
Was
just
it
correct
you?
that notion.
Was it
It
dummy? Was
wasn't
it
a
dummy?
kindness, it was a necessity.
Okay.
It is
So
part of the
basically Ore was
Nigerian
like
wedding package. Your girls have to
noted.
come slayed and you get a makeup artist. I'm not kidding. It's part of it.
Okay, that's well.
Yeah.
I was like, this is amazing. Like, this is so nice. And honestly, like, I have never felt so beautiful, and like, I felt so good, you know. And
Mm.
we talked about this in an episode recently about like
An
makeup and why the
episode. Oh,
girls,
okay, makeup. I was gonna be like, Cassie, you
yeah,
talk about my wedding like
any chance I
every
get.
third episode.
Any chance I get. Listen, if there's anyone who's listening and you are Nigerian and you are having a wedding, please invite me. I'm so excited. I will come. I will come. I will come. It was so much fun.
She's
I had such a
not
good time.
kidding. She's not
I
kidding.
will
She
come.
will
I
arrive
will
at your
come.
wedding.
um, but I think like so we talked about this on a previous episode where we talked about
Mm,
makeup and like how makeup just also makes you feel good, makes you confident, makes you arrive in a
mm,
space feeling, you know, some type of way.
yeah.
And it was the first I was like, this is amazing. Like if I could look like this every day, I absolutely would. If I
Yeah.
could have a makeup artist in my house every single day, I was like, yeah, let's
Gosh.
go.
I mean, it's a lot, so maybe not every day, but like for every important thing that I need to do,
Sure.
like
Yeah.
having a makeup artist. So it was very important for me to have one for this shoot. The other thing, this is what, number three. The third thing you should know about me for the purpose of this episode is that I have a lot of self-doubt about life in general. Don't come for me, Cassandra. Leave me alone.
I didn't say a damn thing.
Good. Keep it that way.
I didn't
About
say a damn
about
thing.
life in general, but about my makeup skills, like my ability to like, put my face together properly for a photo shoot. Um and look, it's funny because anyway, I'll tell you where we ended up eventually. But I did have quite a bit of self-doubt and I was thinking, it's better if I get a professional in to do my face. So I'm not stressed, I don't take too much time, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the kind of person who is an under promise over deliver type person. So I
Yes.
do tend to underestimate my skills and things. Like I love to be like, oh, I'm not sure. And then you go out there and you wow people. You know those kinds of feelings? What?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like I really think you're undercalling even that, you know? Just how
Mm.
much you underestimate yourself. And I know this
Anyway.
isn't like, I just want to take a moment. Like, you're amazing, in case anyone hasn't told you that this week. You're amazing. You are incredible
Thank you.
at all of the things
I
that you touch. So
appreciate it. Thank you so
you're very
much.
welcome. You're very
I
welcome.
should I should have done my own face, but I find this person. She is available for my date. She's, affordable.
And
And
you
the
found her
best
on the
part,
gram?
I found her on the gram. And the best part, her studio is like 2 minutes away from the photography studio. I'm like, match made in heaven, So, like, go here, get your makeup done, drive 2 minutes down the road, literally down the road, and photo shoot is ready. And I loved like her customer relations on the phone. Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
done. I know everyone's waiting for how this story is going to go left, so I'm going to tell you. So I get to the studio. We have chats. She's really friendly, really fun. It's vibes. So I sit in the chair. And then one of the first things she says to me is, "Oh, I'm going to need to color match you." And I'm like, "Oh, amazing." The correct first step, make sure that you've
Yeah.
got the right
Yeah.
foundation for my skin
Foundation.
tone. And okay, amazing. So I settle into this process. After she's done like foundation and I think one other step, I'm like, okay, I wanted to see. So I ask her for a mirror and then she hesitates slightly. Now, I've worked with enough makeup artists to know
Mm.
that some of them don't want you to like be picking up a mirror to look at your face intermittently. Like some of them want the whole, they've
Wow
slayed and laid your
factor.
face exactly. And now they show you
Yeah.
at the end and you're wowed, you're blown away. It's an amazing experience. So I clock that she hesitates and I say to her, "Oh, wait, do you not want me to look at a mirror until we're done?" And she was like, "Yeah, it is kind of part of the experience. Like, I want you to feel, like, get the full experience." Now, number four thing you should know about Ore is that I am a little bit of a control freak perfectionist,
Just
but
a little.
just a little bit.
Just a little.
But in the spirit of the Holy Spirit is working on me, I'm in therapy and all of that good stuff, I pep talk myself. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
Ore, trust the process. Trust the process. So I say to her, okay, it's part of the experience. Let's go. So we keep
Mm.
moving. Guys, when I tell you it was vibes, vibes. We chatted. I had a good time. Like it was a good hangout. Like she was friendly. We connected. We talked about makeup. We talked about African products. We talked about all sorts of things. By the way, I didn't mention this, but this hun is she's black, but she's Black American. Very light skinned, gorgeous girl. And I'm feeling like I might have made a new friend. So we get
Yay.
to the end of the the session, and she's like, so pretty, so pretty. Now I'm keen. I'm like, give me a mirror. Let me see. So she gives me a mirror. And
Oh
no,
no.
guys. No, no, no,
Oh
guys. It's
no.
not
Oh
pretty.
no.
It's
Oh
not
no.
it's not remotely close to being pretty. It's Do you know what she's done on my face? She's
Mm.
literally painted me blackface. I'm not even kidding.
What does that mean?
Do you know how like in American movies in like years and years ago there was this thing where they wouldn't cast a black person to play a black character. They paint a white person's face black.
This is something people did?
It is a thing that people did. I've seen it. Go if you Google it,
That's
you'll see. They
disgusting.
wouldn't
Okay.
cast black people. Um,
Okay.
so it would always look a little bit off
Yeah,
because
of course.
so when you
Oh,
put
yes. Wait. I'm thinking, yes, I have seen this. Sorry,
you've
what am I
seen it
saying?
exactly.
I've definitely seen this.
What we had arrived at on my face was that my face was like 3 shades darker than the rest of my body. Like I could not put my hand up right next to my face because, and like it did not match my chest. It was,
Mm.
when I tell you that it was bad, it was bad. And then she'd done this thing on my lips that was, look, it was our first time working together. I will excuse that, we don't, maybe, look, actually, do you know what? I don't know.
Actually, no, I'm so sorry. I know
But
you're trying to be really nice because you were low key
because I
friendly with each
really
other, but
like
like,
her.
I know, but I mean, if you're a makeup artist and I feel like you're gonna work with people with many different skin tones. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the fact that she was present enough to be like, oh, let me color match you, it gave you confidence, which I understand that, she knew what she was doing, asking the right questions. But can you not do it?
Mm.
Like, how can you get it so wrong? Sorry,
Because
I'm
girl,
struggling to understand.
even me, because I was like, okay, because you contoured me, you highlighted, but like it was so dark. It was so dark. Like,
Mm.
and usually I know, and Cassie will, here's a fifth thing you should know about me is that every time I get nails done or hair done and I get back home, I never like it on day
No,
one.
never. We never
Never
like
like
it.
it. So there is this picture on
Around hour 6 to 7, or it will be like, actually, it's quite nice.
I see this picture on Pinterest of this girl, this cute little girl who's got like weaves in and she hates it. Picture one. Picture two, she's smiling. And then the caption is like me thinking that I got a bad hairdo. Meanwhile, I just didn't wait long enough for the hair to settle in. Like hair and nails, it needs to settle in. So like it does
Needs
take some
time.
hours. So
Mm.
so when she was like, and I said to her, I'm like, why am I so dark? She was like, oh no, it could just be because you're far away from the lights. So I
Huh?
get up and I move to the light and I'm like, nah, girl, it's not the light. I'm really dark. I'm not this dark. And she's like, yeah, but also, this is what actually pissed me off. She's like, yeah, but also, you're going for a photo shoot. By the time all of those bright lights come on, you're not going to be dark. I'm like, girl, let me
What?
tell you something. Me, I am the photo shoot queen. I've been there, done it a million times. I've been a TV girl. The lights are not going to make me light enough for this to make sense. But at
Not
this
only
point,
that, is that like being in front of camera on a set, production, whatever, the lights just highlight everything that's wrong.
everything.
The lights, the camera, all of it. It just, if there's something that's wrong, it is spotlighted. So, no, ma'am, no.
And so, but now I'm running late, right? And I'm keeping the photographer waiting. I'm looking at this thing and there is no fix. Like I
Oh,
don't know what
wow.
the fix is. So I'm like, do you know what? It's okay. And she's like, I can she was very sweet. She's like, if you're unhappy, I can discount you, whatever. And I'm like, I'm not gonna take money out of your pocket because this experience did not. I'm like, it's fine. I gotta go. Thank you so much. So I pack up and I leave. Now, remember how I was saying I never like things when I first get them done? I was thinking maybe this is the journey we're going on. So I get into the car, and the first thing my husband says to me is, why are you so dark? So now I realize this is not a me problem. Guys, what did I learn from this story? Because what I went into with an open mind. I was like, trust the process. But what I should have done is trust the process, but verify.
Mm,
Like trust and I think it's a Ronald Reagan saying. He's the one who said
yeah.
trust but verify, right? But I'm like, trust even when we are trusting the process. And I've said this before, like, does the process know that we're
No,
trusting it? But even when we are trusting the process, verify. Ask questions, ask for a mirror, get updates, make sure you're equipped, go with
yeah.
your own makeup in case things go left,
Yeah.
go with your own product. Like
Yeah.
it could I had to, when I got to the studio, the photographer who I'd become really friendly with, she was like, girl, what's happening? And I'm like,
Oh,
I
and it's
don't
the worst.
know.
It's the worst when everyone around you is like, ooh, like,
Yeah.
what's going
The
on?
photographer was like, I'm not doing this with that face. We need to fix that. Like, it was a whole thing. But for me, it was just, because I know that trust is an issue for me and I can be a perfectionist and all of that stuff. I feel like in the bid to fix those flaws, I
Mm,
overcorrected in this
mm,
scenario where I
mm,
completely let go. I was like, I'm going to trust the process. I'm going to go through the motions, go through the
mm,
experience. And I did not verify. I
mm,
did not check up. I did not ask for
mm,
updates. Like,
mm,
there needs to be a middle ground between
mm.
being a perfectionist and a control freak and then just completely letting everything go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the thin line that I'm trying to learn
To
how to
manage.
walk. Yeah. The second
Mm,
time this thing was going to happen to me. Also, can I just ask a question? What is
of
it with
course.
hairstylists and this thing where you go to get your hair done and they turn you to back the mirror? I don't understand.
What
Is
does that mean?
like if you go to like a salon, there's always
They
mirrors,
turn
right?
your
They
yeah,
turn
yeah,
the
yeah.
chair so that you are backing the mirror.
Oh, that your back is towards the mirror and then they
Yeah.
hold up a mirror for the front.
No, they're just like that's how they'll get the hair done. And then when they're done, they'll turn you back around. Exactly, right? Because it happened to me. Even Jamie went to go get his hair cut, and that's the same thing the guy did. I don't
It's
understand it. If this is a new thing, we don't like it. We don't want it. Like, what
I
is the
think
point
this
of the
is
mirror?
a product of the new city that you live in, truly. Because I've never seen that, never experienced that, never not once in my life.
Jeepers. I went to get my hair done at this place that had great reviews, great rating. And again, friendly, loved her. I'm like, I will be back. I get in the chair. She turns me around. And Dami's already told me that this is something that they've done to him. And so we first of all talk about like what I wanted to get done and what all that stuff. And then
Oh, weird.
she turns me around and we start to get work done. And I think that when she's going to like do the parting in front, she'll at least turn me back around because that's usually like one of the most important bits, right? Is the
It's
parting in
also
the
because
front.
like I need to be able to see what it is you're gonna do
I need
as you
to
do
see
it
which
so that I
exactly.
can feed back into the process as it's going.
I think that we've taken this thing about being creatives and creatives being precious and creatives not wanting to be interrupted. We've taken it a little bit too far because it's the same thing. I didn't get a mirror with the makeup artist, and this one turns me around. And again, I'm like going with the process, right? And then the hair is done, and I'm like, babes, the front bit is not exactly what we discussed prior to
Mm,
this contract being signed.
mm,
I don't
mm,
know. I think I know that there will be other people who are probably struggling because you and I have had an old episode where we talked about perfectionism and how it actually
mm,
pulls you down and weighs you down.
mm,
And so
mm.
I've been on that journey to like step away from that a little bit. Don't be too
Got it, got it, got it.
nitpicky, and
Got it.
I'm not landing in a good place, hey, because
But there's also something to be said about like because there's a difference between being, overtly perfectionist in a way
Mm,
that's difficult and
mm,
then getting what you paid for. Because in both of these instances, you've gone into the store, or gone to the studio, whatever it is, and with an expectation, and there's an agreement here. There's a contract in place. I'm going to pay you money for this service. If this service is not done well, you're perfectly within your rights to be like, wait, hold up, this is not what I wanted. So that's
mm.
not about perfectionism. That's about, and this goes again to your point about like, yes, we're going to trust the process. And yes, I've come to you as the expert in this moment, but like, I need to be able to go along the journey with you so that I can see what's happening, feedback into the process, make sure that we're all aligned from beginning to end.
That's exactly what
Otherwise,
I'm
we're going to,
saying.
exactly, yeah. Otherwise, we're all going to get to the end and be like,
Mm. Mm. So like
now
that's what
we're
I'm
fighting.
saying. It wasn't about the money. It wasn't about paying. It wasn't about whether or not I got the service that I asked for. And to be very honest, I'm not even laying the blame at their feet, right?
Hmm.
I'm not even I'm like they have a way that they work and
Mm,
that they're happy with and I'm sure that some of their clients have been happy with. It's been fine.
mm,
But I
mm,
think for me, going on this journey of trying to not be a perfection, not be a perfection and not be a control freak is where I was losing a little bit of I was giving up too much control. Does that make sense?
mm.
So I was
Yeah.
going into the situation, into the circumstances, fully aware of my baggage and being like,
Mm,
I'm gonna put it down. Just put it down and walk away
mm.
completely.
Yeah,
So what
I
you
get you.
said now is exactly what I'm saying we all should do. In
Yeah.
in trusting the process. Trusting the process does not mean walking into it blindly.
Correct.
Trusting the process does not mean pretending like you have nothing to offer or no skills. Trusting the process does not mean that you're not allowed to have questions. Trusting the
Mm,
process does not even mean that you're not allowed to take a step back to assess like How far are we going? What's happening? That's what I'm trying
Yeah.
to say. Like, trusting the process does
Yeah.
not mean completely giving away all control
With
and all
you.
power. It
With
just
you.
means that like, I feel like what you need
Yeah.
to be doing is actively trusting the process, which means you are
Yeah.
part of the process. Like, you're
Yeah.
going
For
through the
sure.
thing. What I was
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
was like, I'm trusting the process and like just hands off completely. And then the
Yeah.
outcome showed me that this is not how this
With
works.
you. I'm 100% with you. I think this like you've spoken from your experience. My experience of this phrase of like trust the process has always come in the form of the corporate world and
Mm.
trusting the process that your manager is going to speak up for you,
Oh
trusting the
boy.
process that your promotion is going to come because they said it's going to come. Just trust the
Yeah.
process. Trust the process on like managing your salary and negotiating your salary. Just trust the process. We've got the systems in place. Trust the process, trust the process, trust the process. And at the previous place where I worked, that sentence was wildly abused,
Mm.
wildly abused as a
Mm.
form of like pushing people into complacency and pushing people into a place of like a false sense of trust,
Yeah.
because create a false sense of trust the process. I'm the expert, trust the process.
Mm.
And so I fully resonate with what you're saying is that, yes, there's a process, and,
Mm.
maybe we don't have an input into how the process works,
Yeah.
but we should be, if the process is about me and the process at the end of the day is something that I need to benefit from or
Mhm.
use or whatever, I
Mhm.
need to be in the room.
I need to be in the room.
I need
Mhm.
to be in the room. I need to be having those conversations with you. I need to
Mhm.
be consulted on the
Mhm.
journey. I need to be looking in the mirror at the different stages of the makeup
Mm.
application,
Mhm.
especially if you're a new makeup artist and we've never
Mhm.
worked together before.
Mhm.
So I fully agree. And I think the lesson that I learned in that process
Mm.
was like trust the process, but like stay close to the process. Don't
Mm.
trust the process and hands up and be
Do
like, well,
enhance. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just trusting the process. Fingers crossed, everything goes my way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause like trusting the process in this instance for me, cause guys, I sat down, I had a whole life moment from this. I was like,
Mm,
trusting the process, but verifying in this scenario, in the first scenario with the makeup artist, what would that have looked like for me? And
mm,
I realized, because when I went back on her Instagram, I realized that all the Huns on her Instagram were light skinned Huns. They were
mm.
black Huns, but they were all very light skinned. She's
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
very light skinned. I
Yeah.
did not see a chocolate Hun like myself on there.
Yeah.
So
With you.
just because she's black and does makeup on black skin does not mean that she like, what I should have asked is, have you worked on darker skin tones? All
Yeah.
I was looking for was a black makeup artist. But what I should have been like, part of trusting the process is actually finding someone whose expertise covers a range of the things that I needed. But that didn't
Correct.
occur to me, and
Yeah.
when she said she was color matching, and when she mentioned some of the name of the products she was going to use on me that I use on myself, I just assumed, oh, then she's got the right shade. She's got the right things. I didn't ask. I didn't offer. I didn't volunteer, what shade do I use or ask anything. And I remember when I was speaking to the photographer, she was like, oh, she's got a client who's dark like me. And like, what that client does is, when she's got a makeup artist coming in to do her makeup, she goes with her own foundation and powder. She's like,
Mm,
here, use this. I'm like, do you
mm,
see? She's still going to trust
mm,
the process, but she came equipped.
mm.
She came
Let me
prepped.
help you. Let me help you
Exactly.
help me.
Let me help you help me. So like,
Mm,
whatever it is, whether you're in a whether it's about getting an education, or it's about finding a life partner, or you're starting a business, or you are going on a health journey, trust the process, but verify. Like, trust it, but please go in prepped. Go in
Yeah.
equipped. Ask your doctor a million questions. Like,
Yeah.
one of the things that I've got a note on my phone that's basically ask doc. One of the things I've done the
Mm,
most this pregnancy
mm,
is ask my doctor
mm,
a bunch of
mm,
questions, especially when
mm.
I see things on social or I Google stuff. I just like every time I go in and she's like, any questions? I'm like, a million. You're gonna want to sit down for this because I'm like, this is for me, pregnancy is a new thing. And as much as everyone is like, oh, your body knows what to do, your body knows what it needs. I'm like, my body might know, but I don't. I need the
Mm,
information, you know? So I'm
mm,
asking
mm.
all of these questions. I'm trusting the process. Like, I know that it's biological, and my body knows what it needs to do and how much weight I need to gain and what all of that stuff. Like, I'm not doing anything really. I'm just living and breathing and a baby's forming.
Yeah.
But I'm like asking so many questions. I'm reading books, I'm reading things, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's more what I should have done in the makeup thing. But I guess the reason why for pregnancy it's different because that one I'm petrified. Like, I'm so scared. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Makeup
Of
is a bit more of
course.
a, like, I'm
It's
more
different because
comfortable
because you know about it.
because I
Yeah.
know about it. So I
Yeah.
think that it was an interesting journey for me. It's like, okay, I've come from the end of perfectionist control freak Ore. I've gone all the way to the other end of hands off. I didn't even do anything Ore. I'm scooching back to the middle,
I
which is
think that's
where
the
I need
right
to
thing to
be.
do. I think it's the
Yeah.
right thing to do. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm
Shoo,
scooching
girl,
back.
you done went on a
Yo,
journey.
guys, when I tell you blackface, it wasn't funny. It was, no, I was, you know, when you're so upset that you want to cry, but you can't cry because now you're wearing so
Oh
much makeup?
man.
I was so
Yeah.
upset. And my photographer was the best. She was like, okay, come, let's try on this. Let's do, like, she just was trying to like make me feel better. And then we got another makeup artist and I washed my face. The moral of the
Mm.
story, Shy, is that I don't trust makeup artists again. Please, if you've got a great makeup artist who does YouTube classes or YouTube videos or whatever, send me the link. I'm like, this is the journey that I'm going on. Cassandra's journey is health. Me, I'm going on this makeup journey. I'm not paying anybody anymore. I'm like, I'm gonna learn this thing. I'm gonna learn it, learn it, learn. I'm gonna get good at it, not to do for anyone
Yeah.
else, but to do for
Yeah.
myself, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until I get to a point where I'm confident and I'm like, I can do my face for my photo shoot. Like, I can do Nigerian standard makeup for my photo shoot.
Yo, and
That
that's a
is
skill
the
and a
goal.
half. That
That's the
is a
goal.
skill and a half.
That's the
Amazing.
goal. Anyway, thanks for coming on this journey with me. I wish I'd taken a photo. No, I wouldn't share it. It was so bad. I
I
would not
wish
share it.
I want, and maybe not with the public, but I wish I could have seen.
I wish I had taken a photo, but I was so upset and I was freaking out.
Same.
But um I hope that this has been helpful because Cassie and I always go on a journey and then we come and be like, listen, this is what we did.
Let me
This
tell
is,
you what I learned this week.
let me tell you what I'm working on. Um, I think that jokes aside, I think that the most important thing to realize and to learn is balance, right?
Yeah.
Like, when
Yeah.
in working on yourself and in growing and in changing, like, there needs to be some kind of balance, you know. Don't go
Yeah.
from one extreme to the next. In
Yeah.
Nigeria, we always say the person does not have middle ground. We say you don't have middle ground, or we say now you only hear go, you don't hear come. So it's basically, you
Mm.
know, like,
Yeah.
you take one instruction, like one track mind, and you just go. You don't stop, you don't fix it, you don't look around, you don't. I think that's a dangerous place to be. Like, whatever your journey looks like,
Mm.
trust, trust the process, but please, please, please verify.
Mm.
And come say hi. Come say hi on Instagram, on TikTok. Don't forget that you can watch episodes on YouTube as well as Apple and Spotify. I'm Aurea Jolie. Thanks for joining us. Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Hey, thanks for listening. Please don't forget to like and subscribe anywhere and everywhere you find your podcasts. You can also watch and subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Okay, love you. Bye.